Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I've got a new car showing up today. They were supposed to kind of give me a heads up on when it was going to be here. I was out mowing my lawn and lo and behold they call me, hey, your car's here. So I'm not in the best getup, but pretty excited for this car to show up. Pretty excited to show you guys what it is. All right guys, so here she is. This is a 2022 Maserati MC20. Just picked it up, just getting dropped off. I'm gonna look it over, make sure there aren't any scratches or anything on it from transport. Looks like she needs a bath. I'm definitely gonna have to take the car home and wash it up. She's a little dusty from transport, but it looks good overall. What's really nice about this spec is it's got the full carbon pack. And I haven't seen very many with that carbon pack. There's definitely cars out there with it, but many of them don't have it. I believe it's a $35,000 option. This whole rear bumper's all carbon. And then these are a carbon chassis tub. It's a twin turbo V6, 620 horsepower. I love this rear glass, how they've got the Maserati emblem in the glass. And then the doors are carbon as well. The doors are the forged carbon, which I think is absolutely gorgeous. I wish all the carbon on the outside of the car was forged too, but super pretty. All right guys, this is my first time sitting in my brand new MC20. Well, brand new to me, it's got 1,900 miles on it, it's a 2022. These seats are actually very comfortable. That's kind of what I was looking for, something that I can drive a lot more often that's comfortable. Now, she definitely needs a bath, but I'm telling you, this car fits so good. I'm very, very excited to drive it. Never driven it before. We'll give it a go. All right guys, so here we go, first little drive. Man, this thing is just comfortable, quiet. I think I'm in love already. Nice. Check out this backup camera. I really like the rear view camera, man. That's pretty dope. I'm not sure how to put it in neutral. Let's see, do you pull both of them back at the same time? Yep, there's neutral. E-brake is down here. Roll up these windows. I have definitely got to wash this and wipe it down. I made it here to the car wash and it was the first time ever driving this car. I went to different modes and everything, and I've been in a lot of different cars, but this car impressed me right away for the fact that if I just put it in standard drive mode and let it drive like on automatic, it's just a very comfortable, easy to drive, great car. And then if you want to go all the way into Corsa mode, it just becomes an animal and it shifts faster than hell. It feels amazing in the steering. The suspension feels great. So it's just crazy. I mean, for what I paid for this car, I am so impressed so far. Can't wait to clean it up, go out for a little bit more drive, and give you guys more of an update. All right, guys, I have now had the Maserati for a couple of days, and I've got to say I'm really, really impressed with the car. First of all, I've had Ferraris, I've had Lamborghinis, I've had the McLaren 765 LT, all great cars, all had their own little issues and things that you just have to deal with because they're exotic cars. And so far with this one, I really haven't had any of those dilemmas. I haven't found it. Like, the fit and finish of the Maserati is by far better than any exotic I've had. Like, blows them all away. Driving the car down the road with the windows up, there's no rattles. Every single exotic car I've had, there's rattles somewhere. Something's, you know, there's a panel that's rattling against another panel. There's a speaker that didn't get tightened all the way down from the factory or something. There's always something that you have to deal with in an exotic car. This car is quiet. Like, the windows are up. You can have a civil conversation super, super quiet. I'm so impressed with how comfortable and quiet it is. Just the fit and finish, like I said, is fantastic. Everything feels really good. I appreciate the ergonomics inside the car. The stereo is fantastic. The upgraded speaker system and stuff like that in this car, compared to the upgraded 12 speaker system in the 765, this blows it out of the water. Fantastic stereo system. Ride quality, like when it's in just drive around town mode, like I could drive this car every single day of the week, and it's very, very drivable. But the second you turn it into Corsa mode, you can tell it's going to be just an absolute track monster. Like, this thing is so well balanced. The brakes are fantastic. The throttle response is fantastic. The transmission is amazing, 8-speed dual clutch. Like, I have no idea why more people aren't like screaming at the top of their lungs about how amazing this car is. And it's relatively cheap. I mean, brand new, this had a 278,000 sticker on it. I got it for far less than that. You go online and you look around for 2022 Maseratis, they're under 200 grand. I'm telling you, I don't know where else you're gonna find a $200,000 car that does everything this car does. This car does everything all the other cars want their cars to do, better. And everything that you ask it to do, it does it better. I'm like completely floored at how good this Maserati MC20 is. I wish we could put some cameras in there and you'd really get an understanding of just how good this car is, but until you drive it, you don't know. And there should be a lot more guys talking about how amazing the MC20 is. So when you're buying a car, there's always gonna be tons and tons of options. This car is optioned out pretty good. It's got the $35,000 carbon pack. So the front splitter is in carbon. All the door sills here on the bottom are in carbon. We've got the carbon along this backside here, and then the entire rear bumper and diffuser is all carbon, and it's just gorgeous. It's very well done. Yeah, and aesthetically, it looks really pleasing to the eye on the car. This car also has the $5,000 option of the engine cover in carbon, the $4,000 upgraded stereo package. We've got a two-tone interior, and it's kind of a darker blue. I wasn't sure I was gonna like it, but in person, it really feels good. It's not too distracting to your eyes. It just feels good in the car. These seats, so comfortable, like the most comfortable exotic car seats I've ever been in. I could go on a 500-mile road trip right now and not feel cramped, not get sore. Like, these seats are super comfortable. This car does have a light blue stitch to it. I mean, it's not light blue, it's the dark blue. It matches the seats, but you can barely tell that it's blue. We've got a little bit of a blue cover right there on top of the instrument cluster. I love it. Like I said, I wasn't too sure I'd like the blue, but in person it does really good for this car, and I love it. The center console here on the car, it's in carbon. It's like a matte carbon. The steering wheel is fantastic. This car has tons of Alcantara everywhere, but it's not really overdone. I really like the fit and feel of it. Complete carbon tub. So the whole entire tub on this car is carbon. Like the 296 GTB is aluminum. I thought this car was like the same chassis as the 296. It is not. This is a carbon tub, forged carbon doors. The rear bonnet is forged carbon. This Maserati emblem here in the back is super dope. So this rear bonnet is forged carbon. I don't know if you can see that, but it's forged. And then this one also got the upgraded front bonnet in forged as well. So you got a forged carbon, so that, look at that, it's actually carbon over forged carbon. It's quite amazing the amount of carbon that you're getting in this car compared to other cars for the money. And I know it's a twin turbo V6, it's not a V8, it's not a V12, whatever. But I mean, so is the Ford GT, right? This engine is fantastic. I'm in love with this engine. I'm in love with the sounds that it makes. It's got the stock exhaust on the back. It's really quiet inside the car. Outside the car, it's a very pleasing sound. I can still hear the car coming from quite a distance away, but it's a little bit of a deeper tone because it's not straight piped or anything like that. I'm actually in love with it. I love the fact that it's not super loud. I love the fact that I can drive it, I can enjoy it. This car is just, it's kind of mind-boggling. I'm really blown away at how good and comfortable the MC20 is. I'm not afraid to throw this thing on the track, and I bet you anything, my track times in this car would be similar to the 765 LT. Like, that's how good this car feels, that's how good this car is. Now, that, you know, the 765 I had wasn't on the best tires. This is on a Bridgestone Potenza. This is probably a little bit better tire than I was on in that car, but this car is just so well balanced, and you can just tell it's gonna be fantastic at everything you ask it to do. I'm telling you guys, I know maybe you aren't hearing it from me first, I don't know, but if you are, if you're in the market for an exotic car and you're looking to spend under $200,000, you're not gonna find a better bargain on the planet than this car. Maybe a really cool Audi R8 V10 Plus or something like that, but I'm telling you, I think the fit and finish in this is just as good, if not better, than an Audi R8, and just overall, the car itself is super cool. It's way better looking than an Audi R8. In my opinion, it's a little bit more exotic looking than an Audi R8, and you're not gonna see as many of these out on the road as you are an Audi, because there's a lot of Audis built This is going to be a limited production car. So I think at first everybody's kind of like tiptoeing on the fact that it's a Maserati, and a lot of the other Maseratis depreciate in value quickly. But I think since this is a limited production and it's just a fantastic car, like, it's going to get a following, and all of a sudden these things are going to dry up and you're not going to be able to find one as cheap as you can right now. Take a look at them, find one for yourself. I recommend it. So I've already put about 300 miles on this car, and it's just like the easiest car in the world to drive. It's easy to drive hard. The interior is very, very basic, and I've had cars with a lot of switches and a lot of buttons and a lot of stuff, and honestly, I love the simplicity of this car. Cruise control works excellent. You've got your volume knob here. You got start stop. I haven't launched it yet. Probably not gonna never do. We've got a volume control knob here for our stereo. We've got the windows up and down. And then you just got your mode selector right here between GT, which is kind of just your daily driving, Sport, and Corsa, which is kind of like your track mode. You can adjust your suspension from there. And then we've got your basically display here that allows you to do everything between your HVAC system, navigation, CarPlay, and the CarPlay works fantastic. It probably works better than any other car I've ever had. Just overall, a fantastic car. And I'm telling you guys, find one, drive one for yourself. You're gonna love it.